So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth, Judge. And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis? Mr. Sena, thank you. We're going to take 5 minutes.
Wow. If you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in court today, the absolute travesty of justice. I haven't even gotten to the real kind of brunt of Nathan Wade's testimony. I've got plenty of videos. I'm going to talk about this, but I had to get this out here today. This Fani Willis, Fani, whatever you want to call her, she absolutely owned the courtroom. And you have to stick around, watch till the end of this video. The abomination, the egregiousness, the way that she just basically took the entire court by the reins from the moment she stepped in the courtroom. I know she's a district attorney of Fulton County. I mean, for now at least. But I couldn't believe this weak, pathetic excuse of a judge who did not interject, and now I'm kind of figuring it out. And boy, if this doesn't kind of resemble the corruption within the entire Democratic kind of consortium over there, I don't know what does. Because I can't think of any judge. I've got judges in my family. I know that, law and order, and you see all these trial cases, and in every case that I've witnessed, both live, publicly, in my career as a media personality, etc., journalist, I've never seen a judge this passive and this tolerant of unprofessionalism. Never before. So I'm going to show some videos of this Fani Willis case, and then we'll talk about it. But that first video that you saw is just one of many outbursts, one of many attempts by Fani Willis to just basically take over the courtroom. And she didn't even answer any questions. I mean, what the hell is going on? She was giving filibuster speeches. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Let's watch some videos. We're going to watch a couple of videos, a couple of clips from the trial, from the court, and then we'll talk about it. You have to see this. I've never seen anything like this. Okay, so this first clip is when she stormed into the courtroom, demanded, I get on the stand. I'm ready. I'm here to do my thing. Notice how this weak, nimble, feeble, pathetic excuse of a judge just she's on the stand to testify. She is technically on trial. She is technically, defending herself. She has to defend herself and take questioning in an actual court of law. Why? Who gives her the right to take control like this? Watch this. This is when she first arrives.
I would ask, I need 3 documents in front of me, and they're the 3 filings of Ms. Merchant. 3 filings?
Like she owns the whole court. Look at that face. Is that the face of an innocent person?
Does anyone have the 3 filings of Ms. Merchant? Does the court have the 3 filings of Ms. Merchant?
When you say the filings, you mean like the pleadings?
Everybody
The
listen to
pleadings,
me.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I think we could locate those for you in the supplemental.
I'll do whatever you want, Judge.
I want the one filed on January the 8th, the one filed immediately after we filed ours, and the final one.
I've never seen anything like that.
If you want to take a break to get them, I can make a copy. I think we have one.
The only copy I have is going to have my notes on it. So if we don't have a clean copy,
We have a 5-minute break, Your Honor. I'll get the documents.
All right.
I'll sit here and wait for him.
I'll sit here and wait for him. Now, this clip right here, if this isn't a full sellout of guilt, I don't know what is. If this does not pull back the mask and reveal, I don't know, any working professional, especially in a public office, a W-2 earner, that doesn't have a checking account and doesn't possess a checkbook. Yes, we do a lot of stuff online, but we always have checks because there's so many places that still don't do online paperless billing. There just is. A lot of government agencies, for that matter. I want you to really pay attention to this because this is probably the most asinine, illogical statement I've ever heard. And if this isn't an admission of guilt, I don't know what is. Listen to this.
that was paid. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about outside of that. Did you ever pay him anything other than cash?
I've only given him cash a few times in the course of what we're talking about.
So you've
if
never
we
used
would
your
go to
credit card?
dinner,
Let her finish her answers.
if we would go to dinner, I wouldn't give him cash because he paid for dinner or I paid for dinner. I've given him cash only a few times in life, probably 4.
Okay.
Probably the most money I've ever handed him is $2,500. The least amount of money I've handed him, probably between $500 and $1,000.
You never wrote him a check?
Ma'am, I don't have checks.
Okay. So you have
I
no
don't have
proof of any
checks.
reimbursement for any of these things because it was all cash, right?
The testimony of one witness is enough to prove a fact.
So my
Are you
question was,
telling
do
me
you
that
have
I'm
any
lying to you?
proof?
Is that what you're intimating right here?
Of
I'm
course
asking
you're
if you have
lying.
any proof that you paid him any
I
of
mean,
these
the proof
monies.
is what I just told you.
Oh my God. Ma'am, I don't do checks. Ma'am, I don't do checks. Oh my goodness Christ. I don't know why the attorney didn't drill her on that. What do you mean you don't do checks? What does that mean? Aren't you a W-2 earner working as a district attorney of Fulton County in Georgia? A W-2 earner gets direct deposits into a bank account. You don't have checks, you just do cash? How convenient. Funny, because cash doesn't have a paper trail, but checks do. This is complete bonkers. It's complete bonkers. She's completely sunk her own ship. I don't see how there's any way out of this other than the fact that this is taking place inside a very highly predominant political environment that complements her and complements what she's doing, going after Trump, and complements her own political views. That's the only way I see she getting out of this. What do you think? Here's one of the bigger slip-ups by DA Fani Willis. I want you to pay really, really close attention when the question is asked about having cash and where you keep cash and why do you have cash, where you don't write checks. You gave Nathan Wade cash. You reimbursed him with cash. How and where, what are the kind of whereabouts of this cash? Watch this. This is really, really important.
But I always have cash at the house. That has been, I don't know, all my life. If you're a woman and you go on a date with a man, you better have $200 in your pocket. So if that man acts up, you can go where you want to go. So I keep cash in my house, and I don't keep cash as good in my purse like I used to, because I don't go on many dates. But when you go on a date, you should have cash in your pocket.
So my question was, where did that cash originally come from? If it didn't come out of the bank?
Cash is fungible. I've had cash
Really?
for years in my
Thank you.
house. So for me to tell you the source of when it comes from, when you go to Publix and you buy something, you get $50, you throw it
reeks
in
of
there.
guilty.
It's been my whole life. When I took out a large amount of money on my first campaign, I kept some of the cash of that. Like, to tell you,
Did you guys hear that? When I took out large amounts of money on my first campaign. Huh? Excuse me? I don't know how the prosecutors and the attorneys didn't catch her on that and hold her to that, hold her accountable. Well, what do you mean? Go deeper in that. What in the world are you talking about? Did she just admit to fraud way back when? Are you surprised?
have cash in my house. I don't have as much today as I would normally have, but I'm building back up now. So you just put money in. It's a very good practice.
Building
I would
back up now? What are you, a
advise it
drug
to
dealer?
all women.
So you can't identify when you came into this cash or where the cash came from?
I didn't say I couldn't identify it. No, nobody gives me anything. I am sure that the source of the money
Not
is
answering
always
the question.
work, sweat, and tears of me. What you asked
my
me for
goodness.
is, when did the money go in there? What I am trying to tell you is, so I got divorced in 2005 from my husband.
Here comes the
No,
filibuster.
no. It's
Here comes the
important. You
story
said,
time.
where did
Nobody
the money
asked
come
you about
from?
that.
And I need to tell you where the money came from.
She's
And so
answering
for
your
many years, I
Judge,
have
it's
kept
complete
money in my
weak
house.
pussy.
That money in my worst days has probably only been $500 or $1,000. At my best days, I probably had $15,000 in my house at cash. At all times, there's going to be cash in my house or wherever I'm laying my head.
Why?
The money
For
that
what
you paid
purpose?
Mr.
Nobody
Wade,
does
the
that.
cash in October,
Especially
of
a public
2022,
official.
You do not know where that money came from.
I do know where it came from. It came from my sweat and tears.
You know which job it came from. Did it come from Fulton County or did it come from a private job?
It came from, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, it's a very straightforward question. What in the world is going on here?
Him money in a contract, so that was cute, but I didn't give him money out in a contract. What happened? No, we're gonna answer it since you said it. He worked more hours than he was paid, and the county paid him for the work that he did. So don't be cute with me and then think that you're not going to get an answer.
And I will ask you about the contract in a minute. I asked you about cash.
Does this look like the kind of person, does this resemble the kind of individual who's innocent, who didn't commit any acts of fraud or didn't commit any violations of the law? I don't know. I mean, you tell me. Seems pretty evident to me. What's the old saying, when you act defensive? Why are you acting so defensive? Why are you acting so defensive, DA Fani Willis? So the whole time that Attorney Merchant, who is the prosecutor in this case, is trying to question Fani Willis, Fani Willis just absolutely berated her, called her a liar, made it very clear that Merchant was the one who was professional and that I, Fani Willis, am going to be the one who's unprofessional. And so you saw a few clips prior to this. This is a clip where Merchant asks Fani Willis, a very poignant question, and then she goes on to grandstand and make a speech about deflecting, constant deflection. This isn't about me. I'm not on trial. Watch this.
So your office objected to us getting Delta records for flights that you may have taken with Mr. Wade.
No, look. I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
So
is she running for office? Somebody tell me, is she running for office? Where is the judge? Not once did the judge interject and be, Miss Willis, you need to calm down. Miss Willis, you need to answer the question. You're not running a campaign. You're not running for office. What are you doing? What are you talking? Just answer the question directly. This whole court, this entire case should be moved outside of this courthouse. It should be moved to a neutral territory because there is no justice. There is no due process of law that is proceeding here. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. This is unreal. Look at that face. I was hoping that Attorney Merchant would get to this question right here and wait till you hear this response. Attorney Merchant basically asking Fani Willis, you made a statement back in 2020 that, when you were running for this district, that you said that any employee who has sex with a fellow employee should be completely disqualified. Watch what she says to this. This is so good.
I'm sorry, the statement, just so I make sure I accurately quote you. What you said was you won't sleep with people who work under you. Do you not consider Mr. Wade working under you?
I consider Mr. Wade to be an agent.
What?
An agent?
Yeah, an appointee is what I really were thinking.
Wait, excuse me, you lioness. Foul, liar, corrupt, poor excuse of an officer of the court. You don't consider him an employee, you consider him an agent, an appointee, and you can see the judge right there. The judge is like, okay, finally the judge had to be like, okay, this is looking ridiculous. I'm letting you do your speeches, do your filibustering, but I enough is enough. Are you guys paying attention? Are you guys waking up finally? Are you guys finally understanding that there's always two sides to the coin? That everything that you're blaming that side for is happening all around you, is happening and being carried out by the people that you support, by the people that you think are on the side of righteousness. Are you waking up now? Are you finally realizing this consortium of the radical extreme left, who has completely gone off base, completely disconnected from their actual values and principles of the past, which their party was based on? Are you now seeing what's happening here? Are you now seeing that they are taking advantage of George Floyd? They're taking advantage of DEI. They're taking advantage of all of these progressive, woke, radical left policies. Are you now seeing this? I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. But let's check out some more clips. Check this out. Some more fun with Fanni when she's questioned about her travel with Nathan Wade. Listen to this.
Okay. So, but you were saying that you had amounts of cash. You still had that lien in 2022 when you were dating Wade and going on these trips. So the cash that you gave him, that could have been used to pay this tax lien off?
You gonna tell me how to pay my bills?
This is not relevant
That's
as it relates to why we're here today.
You
Okay.
gonna tell me
So,
how
but
to
you were
pay
saying that
my
you had-
bills? Who you, girl? What, you crazy? You gonna tell me how to pay my bills? How dare you? Oh my goodness gracious me. Holy mackerel. Here's some more examples of that professionalism when she's asked, about the money and giving the money back to Nathan Wade. Watch this. Check this out. This is just a short clip.
And then he tells me how much it is, and I give him the money back. I don't, just like you're asking me about the money with Robin, I don't do my friends like that. So if you tell me it's a G, then you're going to get $1,000. Whatever it is, I didn't ever make him produce receipts to me. Whatever he told me
you,
it
little
was,
Kim?
I gave him the money back.
Isn't it?
And then he tells
I mean, who are you? You're supposed to be a prosecutor. You're supposed to be a district attorney. Why are you acting like you're some kind of like, if it's a G, I'm going to give him a G. I paid him back the money. You going to tell me how to pay my bills? But then she has the audacity to complain to the judge that, no, these attorneys are unprofessional. This is a lot. I mean, you know the old saying, when your opponent is making mistakes, an ancient Japanese, one of the greatest samurais, Musashi, once said, when your opponent is making mistakes, never interrupt them. You call me crazy, call me nuts, but Fani Willis, fumbling Fani, is making grave, career-ending errors and mistakes here. And if I was the prosecution, if I was the team that was trying to, accuse her and convict her of corruption, just keep letting her talk. Just keep letting her go. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. This is just a taste of more to come. This is just day one. Pay attention. Come hang out. Subscribe. Follow. I would love to hear from you. I try to respond to all the comments personally, giving you my perspective, my lens as somebody who has taught the rhetorical principles, ethos, pathos, logos, audience, purpose, message, just as well as a, business owner, professor who loves his country, who's a patriot, and tries to talk about these things so we can bridge the divide, not expand it, and come to some kind of truths here. And really make people aware. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm just trying to raise awareness so we can make better decisions in the most consequential year of our republic, these United States of America. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out these videos over here. They're awesome. They'll take you deeper. Subscribe and follow down there. God bless you and God bless the United States of America. I'll see you soon.
him, he likes wine. I don't really like wine, to be honest with you. I like Grey Goose. I bought him a bottle of wine while we were there, and the sippings that you do.